right here, man, that you play when you feeling down on your isn't right. Play this shit right here, resuscitate your pimping and get you right back on your mission, right? For you hoes, it's that shit you play when you ain't feeling like super hoe today. Play this shit right here and spark up your home and get you right back going. You dig this? Pimps for real, don't mistake it for fashion. The turf that birthed my reputation for mashing was the track with active, attractive hoes. Professional goers that attract the dough. Like magnets to metal, never settle. We scorching them bag bitches pedal.
Okay, look like we got action this time.
Not the ones on the side.
Excuse my pimping, man. I was trying to go live just a minute ago, but I was having technical difficulties. You need
over 120 in the sun for fun. They mash for hours, hooker baths, not showers, bright and early, down and dirty for the cash and power. They gotta get the cash, the towers, and reach it all to a pimp. In my position, I'm all but exempt. These frauds not wimps, I'm like the renegade bitches. BFFs with tricks but never getting paid bitches. Grenade bitches, they dynamite, blowing up on the pimpin' and missing when the time is right. But when they life gets right, they see people shining bright, but they action is life without bitch, one strike you out. Oh, can't stop.
Okay, we got action this time.
Can't stop, won't smashing on these bitches, nigga. Can't stop, won't stop. Poppin' pimpin', nigga. Can't stop, won't smashing on these bitches, nigga. Can't stop, won't stop. Poppin' pimpin', nigga. Can't stop, won't smashing on these bitches, nigga. Can't stop, won't stop. Poppin' pimpin', nigga. Can't stop, won't smashing on these bitches, nigga. See, that's the difference.
I see y'all tapping in, man. Wipe your feet off at a pimp's door, man. When you step into a pimp's domain, you need.
Hella extras to reflect the opposite appearance of a lane. Bitches coming from y'all, I can't rock the dough. Tenderfooted and rooted in them doctor shows. Soft shoe rituals, minute residuals. Papers on life support, your loots and critical. Something I learned about when running my earned route. And working with turnouts is murdering burnouts. Cause knocking one of you niggas for a scar bitch. That's knocking one of you niggas for some garbage. I'm heartless regardless. Empty with sympathy, but banked up to the max with pimpathy. No remedy for me, I'm like this. My life is vice grip, synced in permanent ink. You can't rewrite this. My blood type is P positive, beautifully deposited with a lot of it. I'm popping this shit, and when I pop it so hard. I make a trapping ass bad bitch wanna hold hard.
Go ahead, wipe your feet off at the door, man, when you step into a pimp's domain.
Won't smashing on these bitches, nigga. Can't stop, won't stop. Popping pimping, nigga. Can't stop, won't smashing on these bitches, nigga. Can't stop, won't stop. Popping pimping, nigga. Can't stop, won't smashing on these bitches, nigga. Can't stop, won't stop. Popping pimping, nigga. Can't stop, won't smashing on these bitches, nigga. Come on, pimping, man, pop that shit. Show these sucker niggas they can't stop that shit. Let these hookers know if they wanna cop that shit. Treat the bag like it's hot, bitch, and drop that shit. Into you hoes, if you ever took a loss, bitch. Show these bitches how to bounce back like a boss, bitch. Let them know that the best way to floss, bitch, is reach the paper to some pimpin' hoe and toss. Can't stop, won't stop. Poppin' pimpin', nigga. Can't stop, won't smashing on these bitches, nigga. Can't stop, won't stop. Poppin' pimpin', nigga. Can't stop, won't smashing on these bitches, nigga. Can't stop, won't stop. Poppin' pimpin', nigga. Can't stop, won't smashing on these bitches, nigga. Can't stop, won't stop. Poppin' pimpin', nigga. Can't stop, won't smashing on these bitches, nigga.
All right. Top of it to y'all, man. Appreciate y'all tapping in with the pimping. As y'all probably noticed, some of y'all probably noticed I was just trying to go live a minute ago, but I was having technical difficulties. That's why I just said fuck it and went live from the phone, man. I was trying to do the laptop situation with the camera connected to the laptop, but that shit was it was giving the pimp problems, man. So we had it like this. You dig? Y'all already know, man, how we get down over here, man. First order of business, man. We got to put some of this good old love shit in our bodies, man. Let me see. Can y'all see a pimp good? Let's see. It's a little bit better. Y'all know I got to keep my glass on deck wherever I go, man. I got to be able to drink my love out this good old champagne glass, man. That's just how Pimp do, man. I got to be fly at all times, man, wherever I go. I can't go nowhere and be unfly. Pimp got to be fly at all times, man. Bing. Cheers to the gang. Yeah, T, you already know, man, it's a Fiji type of night. Like usual. Capricorn way, you said you off that Hennessy and Crown Royal. It's a yak type of night for you, I see. This is a Pimp's yak right here, though, man. You know what I mean? Like they say, rain is God's champagne, man. You know, this is that heavenly shit right here. You dig? I had to replenish myself, man, with a whole glass of love. I'm gonna pour another one. I'm gonna sip on this one. I had to down that first one. I'm gonna sip on this one. You dig? This one gonna take a minute. But yeah, as the title suggests, man, to the young ladies, when you get on a pimp's line, expect to break yourself. You know, it's crazy as hell, because a lot of young ladies actually like the pimping, but they just don't know how to deal with the pimping. That's what it's been a real common occurrence by my experience and observation lately. Hold on. Trying to get up to speed with y'all. But yeah, man, you know, it's common as hell for young ladies to get into a pimp's DM, get on a pimp's line. Pimping wasn't even getting at them. Pimping wasn't even getting in your DM. Pimping wasn't getting on your line. Pimping wasn't getting in your inbox. You reached out to the pimping. You know, we get to talking, everything smooth. When the pimping, you know, get to inquiring about the ends, when the pimping get to inquiring about the trap, bitches be acting funny, like a pimp. Like a pimp is not supposed to do that. Like a pimp is not supposed to inquire about the trap. Like a pimp is not supposed to even ask, let alone going for the breaking. Pimp just inquiring like about your trap, how much money you got. And bitches be so weird about that shit. Bitches will fall off a pimp's line. Bitches will lie about how much money they got. Bitches do all type of weird shit instead of just keeping it real. You dig? But it's a certain message. Hold on. I forgot to do that one time. For the one time. You know, I ain't went live on my phone in a minute. But hold on. Oh, fuck it. I'll get to that later. But yeah, you know, bitches be acting like hella funny. Bitches get to acting hella funny when the pimp asks for the money. And you know you on a pimp's line, right? You're not on no squares line. You're not on a boyfriend. You're not on the line with some dude that you're trying to make your boyfriend. You're not on the line with somebody that you're trying to walk down aisles and make vows with. You know, you're not on the line with your future husband. You're not on the line with a trick, somebody that's gonna date you. That's a big, mistake that a lot of hoes make as well. They get on the pimp's line. This is a pimp, but you approach him like a trick. That's another mistake that a lot of hoes make, right? But what's real common is for hoes to get on the pimp's line and approach the pimping like anything but the pimping. This is a pimp that you talking to. Pimps break hoes. Pimps instruct hoes, right? So when you get on the pimp's line, you should expect to be instructed, and you should expect to break yourself. You shouldn't even get on the pimp's line if you have no intentions on breaking yourself. You shouldn't get on the pimp's line if you're not prepared to break yourself, meaning you got something to break yourself with. See, a lot of hoes get on the pimp's line and they be broke and don't have no money, don't know how they gonna get no money, don't got no plans, no idea, no nothing pertaining to the money. You dig? It just ain't. They whole intentions on getting on the pimp's line ain't got nothing to do with the money. It's just no money involved, no thoughts about money, no actions about money. It's just a broke ass encounter that they trying to involve the pimping in. And pimping don't want to be involved in broke ass encounters. Pimping don't want to hear your sob stories. Pimping don't want to hear like, oh, it's slow where I'm at, because bitch, it wasn't always slow where you at right now. You know what I mean? And that's where a lot of bitches go wrong. When shit is sweet, when shit is beautiful, the pimping is the last thing on their mind. But when they get fucked up, when they see their back is against the wall, when they boxed into a corner and they don't see no way out, they look to pimping as the escape route. You dig? And that's where a lot of bitches go wrong. You supposed to get at the pimping when you doing good. See, I'm gonna give bitches some game. Some food for thought. You gotta think big. And that's really what it is. That's why a lot of bitches get in the pimp's DM or get on the pimp's line with this broke shit. Because a lot of bitches think too fucking small. And you think so small because you don't think very big of yourself. You don't see yourself as being capable of something like great, being a part of something big, being a part of something major. It's too many bitches that think too fucking small. Because if you thought big, like the pimping thing big, see, the pimping thing big. So that's one thing that you want to keep in mind when you get on the pimp's line. You want to think big. And see, when you thinking big, you're not coming with this little scavenger ass, weak ass shit, right? When you thinking big, you got your shit together. You got a trap. And you're not magnifying that trap to something that's like bigger than yourself. You're not looking at that trap like, damn, I can't believe I got this trap. This trap is my world. This trap is my everything. This little $2,000 or $3,000. I need this. This shit is my life. If I ain't got these little couple of racks, my life is over with. That's how a lot of you bitches be magnifying the trap. You try to make yourself look like some big old money getting bitches, but you make the trap so damn big. You make the fee so damn big. You make reaching the pimping like such a big ass deal. And it lets the pimping know how small your mind is. It lets the pimping know how feeble your train of thought is. But when you get on the pimping's line, you're supposed to have your shit together. You're independent, right? See, a lot of bitches say independent. Independent don't mean you by yourself and you not handing the trap over to the pimping, but you broke and you fucked up. You always broke. Every time the pimping talk to you, every time you get on the pimping's line, you broke. Every time your mama talk to you and your mama might need some help with a bill or some gas money to get to and from work or something, you broke. Every time your baby want a new video game or your baby wants something, you know, needs some school supplies or something, you broke. You know, every time, you know, just anytime a loved one need a favor or something like that, you broke. You just always broke. That don't mean independent. Because independent people know how to take care of themselves. And that's not nothing to brag about. That's not anything major, taking care of yourself. That's nothing special. That's what you're supposed to do. That's your reasonable service to yourself, being independent, right? But a lot of bitches have the independent idea mistaken. So basically, like I'm saying, you have to, when you get on the pimp's line, you need to be independent. Meaning you need to have your shit together. You need to be taking care of yourself, right? You need to be self-sustaining. A lot of bitches call themselves independent, but they're not self-sustaining. You can't even sustain yourself. You can't even take care of yourself. That's not independent. But when you get on the pimp's line, you should at the very least be independent. And independence is beyond just a circumstance. Independence is beyond your current situation. Independence is a state of mind. Independence is your nature. You have a certain nature about yourself that makes you independent. And again, that's not something to brag about, because that's not the top of the food chain. That's not the end all be all. That's not as good as it gets. Being independent is not as good as it gets. So if you think you're independent, but you're not really independent, then you think it's too damn small, right? Somebody who's truly independent wants something greater than independence. Somebody that's truly independent understands, okay, I'm doing so much by myself, this is cool, but I want something greater. I want to be a part of something major. I want to be a part of something that's bigger than myself. This is how a true independent person thinks. And how do you do that? How do you become a part of something major? How do you become a part of something bigger than yourself? You align yourself with other independent people. That's how you do that. You align yourself with other independent people. And that's the type of mindset you need to have getting into a pimp's DM or getting on a pimp's line. You independent. You got your shit together. You can take care of yourself. You've accomplished a few things. You've acquired a few things. That's cool. But you see something greater for yourself that you know you will not be able to accomplish on your own. And because you're not selfish, because that's another misunderstanding bitches got too. A lot of bitches think that they're independent, but they really selfish. You know, when you independent, you're not like this. You're not like, you know, you're not that little kid that, you know, when your cousins come over the house, you're not letting them play with none of your toys. This is my toy. You ain't even think about that toy. You ain't played with that toy since last year. But your cousin come over to the house and want to play with that toy, and you taking it from him like, this is my toy. You can't play with that. That's my toy. That's my toy too. You know what I mean? That's not independent. That's selfish. You know, an independent motherfucker is going to be able to, you know, facilitate everybody, you know, look out for everybody, and everybody going to look out for them in return. That's what independent people do. Independent people get together with other independent people to create an interdependent situation, right? You can't think of nobody that's doing some major shit right now that's not a part of an interdependent situation, that's not an independent person that's gotten with other independent people and created an interdependent situation, a situation of force that's more powerful than any one of those people involved could create on their own independently. That's what interdependence is. You dig? So the bottom line, when a hoe get on a pimp's line, when a hoe get in the pimp's DM, you need to have an interdependent mindset. You need to be thinking to yourself, you know, what am I going to bring to the table for the pimping so that we can be great together? You shouldn't be no fucked up ass bitch. Like, bitches don't even have no dignity. A real hoe with some dignity, she's not even going to get on a pimp's line broke. Or not even broke, but like get on a pimp's line and not expect to break herself. A hoe with some dignity is never going to do that. That's how you know a lot of bitches in the game, they just ain't got no dignity no more. And, you know, I really hope that shit change. You dig? Because I get tired of like, so many bitches getting at me and they be broke. And not only are they broke, but they don't even if they did have a few little dollars, they magnify those few little dollars so big to the point like they want a pimp to jump through flaming hoops and quicksand just for a few little dollars. Bitch, I'm not finna do that. You got my pimping all the way fucked up. That's crazy. You know what I mean? You're not about to turn me into Barnum and Bailey to pee. You know what I mean? To turn a pimp into a circus act just to get these few little racks? Hell motherfucking no. Not freeze. That ain't happening. You did? So, you know, again, a hoe with some dignity, she's not gonna embarrass herself. Because that's what you do. When you get on a pimp's line, a real pimp, and this should be somebody that you respect. You shouldn't even be on nobody's line that you don't respect. So if you get on this man's line, that means you respect him. And if you respect him, you're not going to embarrass yourself by getting on his line and you don't have no intentions on breaking yourself and you're not prepared to break yourself, meaning you don't even have a trap to break yourself with. Right? And if you do have a trap to break yourself with, you're more than willing to break yourself. See, that's where a lot of hoes go wrong. That's where a lot of hoes expose themselves. Because a lot of bitches, well, I say bitches, you know what I mean? Because real hoes got totally different type of etiquette. It's a certain type of etiquette that hoes got. Hoes playing chess with it. Before they get on this man's line, they already know, they done already broke themselves in their mind. Like I talked about before, the first creation and the second creation. The first creation is the thought. Second creation is the action. A hoe, the way it's supposed to go, the way real hoes do it, the hoe done already broke herself in her mind. She done broke herself once in her mind. She just get on a pimp's line to break herself a second time in the flesh, in real life. She already did it here. Now she about to do it here. That's how a real hoe move. You dig? But a lot of these bitches' first creation be something like twisted. Like, I don't know what the fuck your first creation is. It's like you took some Play-Doh and like just mashed that shit together. You dig? A real hoe, she taking the Play-Doh or some clay and she sculpting, you know what I mean, a breaking together in her mind. That's what that first creation is. A hoe is sculpting together a beautiful work of art. This a beautiful breaking. While a lot of these bitches, you know, they first creation in their mind is just some Play-Doh that they just done, and they just push it to the pimp like, here. You know what I mean? You know, you gotta have your shit in order. And if you want to be taken seriously, see, that's the thing. A lot of bitches don't take themselves seriously. If you want to be taken seriously, you got to take yourself seriously. And if you take yourself seriously, you're going to get on the pimp's line correctly. You're going to get on the pimp's line properly. And that's with the intentions and the preparation to break yourself. A lot of bitches be acting like it's the end of the world if they break themselves. Like, okay, you break yourself if you do your homework on the pimping and you do everything you're supposed to do. When you break yourself, you're gonna get some pimping in return. Everything gonna be cool, right? You're gonna get pimped on, you're gonna get instructed properly, whole nine, everything cool, right? But let's say things don't go as you expect them to go. Or let's just say you break yourself to the pimping and he ends up not being, y'all just don't fit. You know, your hoeing and his pimping just don't, they don't do this. They're not in harmony with each other. Guess what? The world ain't over with. The world is not gonna end, bitch, because you broke yourself to the pimping and it didn't go right. Guess what? You can get another trap and go choose another pimp. And that pimp might be or should be better for you because you've learned from this situation. Like, okay, this ain't what I want. I don't want to deal with this, or I don't want to, you know, this don't fit with me. So I know better what type of folks I want to have moving forward. So this is what I'm looking for moving forward, right? I need somebody that's going to be able to do X, Y, Z for me. I need somebody that's going to be able to pimp on me like this and like that, right? You should be able to better do that if you have an experience that don't go right the first time. If you a hoe, you supposed to be making money all the time. So it shouldn't be that big of a deal to break yourself. Bitches have a hard time breaking themselves because they don't be getting money like that. They just be fronting. Bitches be fronting for the gram. Because if you a money getting hoe, you don't have no problem breaking yourself because you get that shit all the time. See, hoes got certain characteristics that tell you a whole lot about them. Like I say all the time, the smallest gestures speak volumes about the character of an individual. And hoes who get money, they got a certain type of nature about themselves. They move a certain type of way. They talk a certain type of way. They think a certain type of way. They behave a certain type of way. Bitches who don't get money, they pretend like they get money, they talk a certain type of way. They move a certain type of way. They behave a certain type of way. And the pimping is able to recognize that shit immediately. The pimp radar gonna go off and he gonna already know what type of bitch you is. Immediately. Love break. Let me put some of this gold love shit in my body. If you have not wiped your feet off at the door when you came into a pimp's domain, please and thank you, do so right now. You know what I mean? Hit that icon and look like this. You dig? Do that for a pimp, man. That's your admission into the Hall of Game right now. You dig? And see, when a hoe get in the pimp's DM, right? When a hoe get on the pimp's line, when you approach the pimping, this shouldn't be somebody that's like you lukewarm about. You got lukewarm feelings about this guy. Like, he seemed all right. He seemed cool. Like, nah. Your home should be on fire about the pimping when you get in the pimp's DM, when you get on the pimp's line. You should be excited about fucking with this motherfucker. Like, I need him in my life. I got to have him in my life. That's the pimping. This is the man for me. Ain't nobody else for me but this man. I need this man in my life. So I'm going to do whatever is necessary to put this man in my life. I'm on fire about his pimping. I can't wait to hoe for him. This is how a hoe should be feeling when she get in the pimp's DM, when she get on the pimp's line. I can't wait to hoe for him. I can't wait to break myself to him. I can't wait to get down and put blisters on my motherfucking feet for him. I can't wait to get mashed on by him. I can't wait for him to put me to the test and put me through some pressure. I can't wait for him to put the pressure on me so he can see the diamond that I am and the busted pipe that I'm not. I can't wait to fuck with his pimping. This is how a hoe should be thinking and feeling before she even get into a pimp's DM. And there's somebody out there that's gonna make you feel like that. Everybody ain't gonna make you feel like that, and you should be alarmed if everybody make you feel like that. You should feel strange if every pimp that you see just gets you excited and on fire, and you just, jumping for joy every time you see every pimp. Everybody ain't supposed to make you feel like that. It should be one motherfucker that make you feel like that, though. It should be one pimp to just get you on fire about this motherfucking game. When you hear him speak, when you see him, you know what I mean? If you done been in the gas station and he came in the gas station and walked past you, you know what I mean, while y'all was on the blade and you smelled his motherfucking cologne, it just, it just got your horn sparked up. You dig? It should be one motherfucker to make you feel like that. And if it's one motherfucker to make you feel like that, you should want to make him feel like that about your hoeing. You should make him feel like, damn, I can't wait to pimp on this bitch. I can't wait to instruct her. I can't wait to feed her with this game. I can't wait to grow with her. I can't wait to build her up. I can't wait to amplify everything good in her. Right? This is how the pimpin' should feel when you get on his line. And what's gonna make him feel that way is by your approach. See, y'all just don't understand, man. But real pimps and real hoes who done had that magic with some pimping before, and the pimping who done had that magic with the home before, like, y'all know what the fuck I'm talking about, man. For the hoes, you didn't. I'm talking about hoes who done really chose and came properly, who came through the door properly, and things went right. And Pimping gave you what you wanted. Pimping gave you what you was expecting, right? He exceeded your expectations. You know what the fuck I'm talking about. For you hoes, like, damn, this is beautiful. I chose the right motherfucker. I'm so glad I chose him. I'm on fire about fucking with him. You know what I mean? When you go to sleep, you already thinking about what you gonna do when you wake up. You know what I mean? How your day gonna get started and all that shit. Then when you wake up, you just on fire, right? You just wake up excited to get your day started because of who you representing. See, certain hoes know this feeling. It's a lot of bitches that don't even know that feeling because you fuck with boyfriend ass niggas and shit like that. And, I know they make up the majority. So it's a high likelihood that you're going to land a boyfriend in this game. So I don't really fault a lot of y'all for that. Some of you bitches know better, though. Some of you bitches know the difference between this game and that lane. Some of you bitches know better. And you choose that lane over this game, right? Because that lane feel good, for whatever strange ass, twisted, demented reason. But real hoes know that feeling. Real hoes who done been pimped on, you know that feeling. About, when you fucking with the right guy in this game, you know what that shit feel like, and you know what it's like to be excited about that shit, right? So on the flip side of that coin, the pimping, we know how that shit feel. I know how I feel, man, when a hoe just come through the door the right way. When you just know that shit is gonna go right by the way that she approached you. You know what that shit feel like, man. Hey, pimping, man. Hey, man, I done been chose by some great hoes, man. And I just love the feeling of having a beautiful hoe in my life. And I'm talking about beyond just the physical beauty. I'm talking about the beauty of her hoeing, the type of hoe that she is. Right? And you know, just the way that she chooses. And then after she chooses, the way that she conduct herself, man. Hey, it's just a beautiful thing to have a happy hoe in your life. And this bitch, she don't want nothing more than to see a smile on the pimp's face. And she's doing everything within her power to see and maintain that smile on the pimp's face. Hey, man, it's just a beautiful ass feeling. You know, and it gets a pimp sparked. You know, when you text a pimp or when you call a pimp and you're that type of hoe, you know, Pimping look forward to seeing messages from you. Pimping look forward to talking on the phone with you. Pimping look forward to seeing you, hanging out with you, kicking it with you. You know, Pimping just, you know, he just look forward to you because you just a breath of fresh air. You're pleasant, right? So this is what you should be seeking when you get into a pimp's DM. This is what you should be seeking when you get on a pimp's line. For y'all to be on fire about each other. And see, it's really unfortunate, but a lot of y'all ain't never experienced that shit. You just be settling for motherfuckers. You just be like, huh? You know, because that's what happens when you be in a bad situation and you be reaching out to a motherfucker when you in this bad situation. You just settling for motherfuckers. That's what a lot of bitches in the game do today. They just settle for motherfuckers. Their situation be bad. They can't pay for their room. They want to smoke some weed right now, but they ain't got no money. But he got some weed over there. You know what I mean? You watching his story. You see him rolling up that good weed. You see he just left the dispensary and bought, you know, a quarter pound or some shit like that. You know, and you know he right around the corner from you and all of those shit. And it's like, damn, you know, you don't know if he got no game. You don't even care if he got no game. You know, he got the weed though. And he got the cool situation. So it's like, huh? You don't know if he got no pivot with him or nothing. You know he get money from bitches or he in the game or whatever the case may be. But you don't give a fuck about none of the important shit. You just care about what you feel right now, right? And you know that his situation is going to feel good if you go over there right now. It's going to feel better than the situation that you in right now. So you just settle for shit. But you should want more than that. And when you value your hoeing, you're going to want more than that. It's going to take more than that for you to surrender your hoeing to a motherfucker. It's going to take more than a cool situation. It's going to take more than, you know, this motherfucker got the weed on deck or he got the Hennessy on deck or, you know, he got a cool situation. You know, it's going to take more than that. Because see, in them type of situations, you're going to give a motherfucker some money, but you're not really surrendering your hoeing. You're not surrendering the best of you. And that's going to happen when, like I said, you want something bigger. When you value yourself. When you so into, when it's so natural for you to check money on a regular basis because you're a real hoe. Real hoes get money all the time. You're not tripping on the money because you know you're going to get that. So you willing to put that on the line for something greater. You know, that's just a necessity to get to something greater. So you don't have no problem putting that on the line. You dig? Because see, that's where a lot of hoes go wrong, or a lot of bitches, I'll say. Excuse me, I don't mean to offend no hoes that might be watching. You know, a lot of bitches in the game. A lot of bitches in the game. Where a lot of them go wrong, like I said, they magnify that trap that they supposed to hand over and break themselves for. They make that so big in their mind that they can't fathom losing that. Because that's what they looking at it as. They looking at it as a loss. If it's not in their hands and they handing it over to the pimping, they like, damn. You know, they think, I don't know what they be thinking. They be thinking, I guess, y'all be thinking that the pimping ain't gonna do nothing for you. The pimping ain't, you know, it's just, he just gonna break you and spend the whole trap on himself and bitch fuck you. And, you know, you might need things, but the pimping just like, fuck you and your needs. I'm spending this trap on me and what I like. Nah. But whatever the case, whatever that type of thinking is that you got, you make that trap so big that you can't see yourself. All you can think about is what you losing. Because you thinking it's a loss to break yourself to the pimping. You so wrapped up in that train of thought that you can't think about what you can't even see what you got to gain. You can't even see all the beautiful things you're gonna gain fucking with the pimping. There's so much to gain. Like, it's bigger than just the money. It's just, it shows so much in your willingness to break yourself. You really showing that, you know, this ain't nothing because I know what I stand to gain. I know what I'm in it for. So this trap ain't nothing. Like, this ain't what I'm in it for. Like, yeah, the money is a part of it, but the money is just a conduit to get to where I want to get. The money is just a tool. The money ain't my master though. This is just a tool for me to get where I'm going. So, you know, I'm not tripping on this. This is how a real hoe's supposed to think. You dig? Put some of this more love in my life, man. I see it's 99 people that wipe their feet off at the door. If you haven't wiped your feet off at the door, what I mean by that is if you ain't hit that icon that look like this, please do so right now. And thank you. Oh shit, hold on. Let me Spitting Fire, I see you in there. What's up with the Spitting Fire? Spitting Fire be doing her thing. Y'all go ahead and subscribe to Spitting Fire. She got some good content over there. Oh, wait a minute. Excuse me, I'm getting something together real quick. Hold on. Come on. Come on with the come on. Get down with the get down. Damn, this shit slow as a motherfucker. Hey, T-Mobile been pissing me off lately. I don't know if y'all got T-Mobile or Sprint. I know they both the same shit now. I don't know if it's this like 5G network transition shit, whatever. That shit been pissing me off. I don't know if it's like something that I'm missing or I don't know what it is, but T-Mobile been pissing me the fuck off. For real. But hold on. Yeah, Goldie. See, that's why I switched to T-Mobile years ago. I had Sprint first, right? Before what is years before the merger. Um, that's the Patreon link for y'all. If y'all want to subscribe to the Patreon. But nah, I had T-Mobile at first. I mean, I had Sprint at first, right? I got with Sprint in 2009. And I had Sprint until 2014. Then that's when, in 2014, that's when the 4G LTE shit first came out. And it, when they was transitioning from regular 4G to 4G LTE, oh my man, Sprint was trash. Your phone, you basically didn't have no phone service. Like, you could be somewhere and it'll say you got perfect signal, but you wouldn't have no service. Like, Sprint was terrible. So I switched to T-Mobile back then. And they was better than Sprint at the time, but now they both they done merged and trash. That shit trash. And see, you know, this new phone I got, the Note 20 Ultra, is supposed to be this 5G shit, and that shit is trash. I'm talking about like service is just trash. That shit be pissing me the fuck off. It's frustrating when you look at your phone and it say you got full service, full signal, but the shit don't work. Internet be tripping. You dig? That shit be killing me. And I pay these motherfuckers way too much money to be, you know, with a phone that don't work. And I got what? I got 4 lines with Sprint, 3 or 4. No, I got 3 lines now. I had 4, but I got 3. I got 3 lines with Sprint. And they services too, like I give these motherfuckers, I mean with T-Mobile, excuse me. Sprint, same shit. I give the motherfuckers too much money, basically, to have this trash ass service. You dig? Pimp ain't getting what he paying for. But yeah, back to the subject at hand. Back to the lecture at hand. You dig? In the words of the legendary Snoop Doggy Dogg. Not Snoop Dogg. See, a lot of y'all don't remember, man. Before it was Snoop Dogg, it was Snoop Doggy Dogg. That's that Death Row Snoop. Snoop Doggy Dogg. Snoop Doggy Dogg was hard than the motherfucker. Snoop Dogg is hard too, but Snoop Doggy Dogg, that motherfucker was hard. Back to the lecture at hand. Put some more of this love in my glass, you dig? Perfection is perfected, so I'm gonna let them understand from a real peace perspective. Megan D says, is South Florida still wet after the hurricane? I don't know, because I'm not in South Florida right now. I left right before that big ass storm or hurricane or whatever you want to call it. I left like the day before that shit hit. You did? Like literally, like not even a full day. I left like, I want to say it was like because I left in the afternoon, and I want to say it was like that night or that following morning or something like that. Excuse me. That storm or whatever hit. You dig? So I seen motherfuckers riding Sea-Doos and shit through the neighborhood. That shit was crazy as a motherfucker. But I don't know if it's still wet down there. I would imagine it started to dry up by now. You know, because that shit hit like probably like a week or so ago. Lance say, I just hopped on your channel recently, also sub, pretty dope. I appreciate you, Lance. Thank you for tapping in. But yeah, oh, Hebrew say it's fair weather right now. Yeah, you know, aside from all this hurricane and storm shit, you know, this weather's usually cool in South Florida, but like December, January, February, those is like the best months over there. That's the best months over there. I love it over there. Can't wait to get back. But I probably might not be back for a minute. Not a minute, but a minute. You did. But back to the lecture at hand. Hoes getting into a pimp's DM. You got to think big. See, you got to understand this is what's gonna help a hoe when she get into a pimp's DM, right? When she choosing a pimp or what have you. You got to understand the role of a pimp. See, the pimping ain't like no other man that you done dealt with before. The pimping ain't like that trick that you date. He's totally the polar opposite of that trick that you date. The pimping is. The pimping is not like that boyfriend that you had when you was working at Wendy's, or that boyfriend that you had in high school, or that boyfriend you had when you was going to city college just to get your student loans and your grants and shit like that. You know, pimping is not that guy. Pimping is not like any other guy that you've dealt with in your life, right? Because see, the one thing about the pimping ain't gonna criticize you for your choices in life, your choices to be in the game, right? Pimping is gonna amplify you for your choices being in the game. But you got to understand the role of a pimp. The pimping is like no other man that you're gonna ever come across in your life. And the pimping is there to provide a service to you. And that service that the pimping is providing to you is guiding you, building you, helping you grow, amplifying everything good in you. The pimping is holding that mirror up to yourself and saying, look, this is what we gonna do. This is where we at, and this is where we going. The pimping is gonna show you who you are. Because 9 times out of 10, you don't even really know fully who you are. The pimping is gonna show you who you are. Like, you see all this greatness, bitch, you didn't even know all this motherfucking greatness was in your ass, bitch. Yeah, I'm gonna show you, and I'm gonna pull that shit up out you, though. That's the role of the pimping. The pimping is there to bring greatness out of you and amplify everything good in you. The pimping ain't, see, a lot of bitches be thinking that the pimping is there to just, you know, point out everything that's bad and find out what's wrong with you and fix it and change you and all that shit. Nah, the pimping is there to find out what's good in you and amplify that and get you so focused on everything good in you, the shit that the bad aspects of you or what have you, That's not even a thought. Because we busy with this good shit over here. Right? This is the role of a pimp. The pimping is there to help you build and grow and amplify everything good in you, right? That's the role of the pimping. So when you get into a pimp's DM, this is what should be on your mind. This is what you should be looking for. You should be looking for somebody that's going to provide you with that. Yeah, you're supposed to like them. And if you physically attracted to them, that's cool. But that's not mandatory, you know? It's not mandatory to be like the most handsome motherfucker to be the pimping. You know, pimping gonna be fly for sure. But, you know, pimping ain't gotta be the most handsome motherfucker or the best looking motherfucker physically or whatever the case may be, you know? So you might not always be attracted, but that's neither here nor there. But it's okay if you physically attracted to the pimping, but you know, that shouldn't be the main reason why you getting at the pimping. Is because you physically attracted. You thinking about sex. That shouldn't be the main reason, because you can have good sex with anybody, but you can't get no good pimping from anybody. You only gonna get that from a good pimp. So, because you can find good sex anywhere, you shouldn't be coming to the pimping just for that, right? So you should be coming to the pimping for something that you're not going to be able to find in anybody else. And that's the pimping. Right? So this is what should be on your mind when you get into a pimp's DM. And see, if you got these things in your mind, your approach is going to be totally different. Your intentions is going to be totally different. So your consideration is going to be totally different. And with your intentions and your consideration being totally different, your approach is going to be totally different. And your approach is going to be totally hoish when you getting at a pimp, when you considering the role of a pimp, when you focused on the role of a pimp, and also the role of a hoe. We know what the role of a pimp is. Like I said, again, the pimping is going to help you build. The pimping is going to help you grow. The pimping is going to amplify everything good in you. The pimping is going to draw greatness out of you. The pimping is going to show you ways how to enjoy life that you didn't even understand or didn't even know was possible, how to enjoy life. The pimping is going to help you be a blessing, not just to yourself, but to your loved ones. Right? The pimping is going to dispel all of those doubts that your family got about you being in the game. See, your family, they think that the game is all, you know, dark clouds and thunderstorms and shit like that. You know, the pimping is going to help you show your family there's some sunshine and it's some beautiful days in this game, right? It ain't gonna be perfect, but the pimping is gonna the pimping is gonna help you show your family that this is worthwhile. That's what the pimping gonna do, right? So, and that's the role of a pimp. So what's the role of a hoe? The role of a hoe is the hoe is fully surrendering herself. The hoe is coming to the table to fully surrender herself to the pimping. When you fully surrender yourself to the pimping, you trust in the pimping to destroy you giving the pimping the power to destroy you, but you trusting that he ain't gonna do it. Right? That's what surrendering your hoeing truly is. You giving the pimping the power to destroy you, but you trusting that he ain't gonna do it. You trusting that he gonna build you. You trusting that he gonna do great things with you. Right? That's what surrendering yourself to the pimping really is, right? You giving pimping full reign to you. And you're not just thinking about what you're gonna get out of the situation. You're not thinking about how the situation is gonna benefit you, but how the pimping is gonna be benefited in dealing with you. How you gonna be beneficial to the pimping. You also thinking about that. It take a big mind to think like that. See, most bitches train of thought be so feeble, all they thinking about is what they getting out the situation. And they don't want to give nothing up. That's a small, feeble-minded bitch. She don't want to pay nothing. She don't want to give nothing up. And when I say pay, I'm talking about more than just the money. Because see, it take more than just some money to fuck with some pimping. Like I say, we talking about the role of a hoe. A hoe understands that it's going to take more than some money to get the best out the pimping. To get that enthusiasm about fucking with you. To get those instructions. To get that spirit of pimping out of him on you. It's going to take more than some money to get that from the pimping. Like I've told y'all before. Me, I've had the unfortunate experience of a bitch paying me and then immediately jeopardizing my freedom right after she paid me. And paid me cool, paid me nicely. And was conducting herself cool. Everything was straight. But the bitch put me in a jam right after all of that. I'm talking about didn't even have a bitch for a whole week. And she put me right away in a jam. So, needless to say, her money wasn't worth it. Orange Juice Jones 2020. Good looking with the $10 holler. You dig? But yeah, her trap wasn't worth it. So that experience taught me, yeah, it's going to take more because that's all it took. That's the main thing that it took for that hoe to fuck with me. I allowed her access to me. I allowed her too much too soon. Access to my pimping. Right? And a big part of it was because she just came right away, breaking herself. It wasn't no wrestling match. It wasn't, I wasn't wrestling alligators, you know what I mean? I wasn't jumping through flaming hoops. I wasn't jumping through quicksand trying to convince this bitch to choose me and why she need to pay me and all this other shit. It wasn't no lecture. It wasn't no big speech or nothing like that. The bitch just seen me and had it made up in her mind that she was going to pay me. Before she even heard one word out my mouth, the bitch knew she was going to pay me, and that's what she did. And just her willingness to pay me, I gave her too much access to my pimping too soon. There was certain access to my pimping that I was supposed to position her to earn. But I didn't do that. So like I said, fast forward to right now, it's going to take more than some money for a hoe to like really get the best of my pimping, to get me to really fuck with her. It's going to take more than some money. And see, when you done had money, you start to value other things. Like, it's just certain shit that I value. I love, breaking a hoe for a nice trap. Don't get me wrong. I love breaking on hoes, you know what I mean? For a nice, handsome ransom. I love breaking on hoes for a healthy trap, you dig? But it's just certain things that I just love, like a hoe just really being into me, right? Like taking the time to learn me, and figure out what I like and figure out what I don't like and behave herself according to that and cater to that. It ain't nothing like that. Like a hoe taking the time to learn, you know, what type of food I like and how I like my food and how I like this done and how I like that done and the shit that I don't like, you know. It's just certain shit that you can't put a price tag on. And that's how a hoe get the best out of a pimp. Right? You know, it's a lot of bitches that I done seen it, man. I done seen a lot of situations in this game where a hoe would be paying the fuck out of a motherfucker, but disrespectful as fuck at the same time. I couldn't do that. My respect, my dignity is not for sale. My balls don't have no price tag on them. My balls is not for sale. You can't buy my balls. I'm not giving them to you. Can't have my balls. But it's a lot of motherfuckers whose balls are for sale. It's a lot of motherfuckers who got not only have a price tag on their balls, but it's a lot of motherfuckers who got their balls on the clearance rack. They balls is really on the clearance rack. Like it's a liquidation sale. These balls must go. A lot of motherfuckers got a liquidation sale on their balls. You know, for some money. Because that's for your balls. There's no amount of money that's worth it. So whatever the price tag is for your balls, it's a liquidation sale. Your balls is going for the low. Because my balls, you can't put a price tag on my balls. But a lot of motherfuckers got a price tag on their balls. So, like I said, I done seen a lot of dudes in the game, man, like, just let a bitch disrespect the fuck out of them. And they scared to check this bitch. They scared to, like, stand on their manhood and stand on their pimping because they don't want to blow this bitch because they really, really, really like the money that she coming with. They really, really like the way that she's paying the fuck out of them right now. So they just letting her hold on to the balls this whole time. I done seen some disrespectful shit. Y'all, some of y'all probably heard me and Sinful talk about a situation where we knew this one dude, you know, he used to hang out at the Heart Bar in Planet Hollywood on the Las Vegas Strip. And, you know, I done seen this bitch that was paying him just disrespect the fuck out of him in front of Pimping, in front of other hoes. I remember the bitch came up to him one time. He was working at a bitch. He got a fresh bitch. He's sitting at the bar chopping it up with this fresh work. You know what I mean? He in the process of moving this hoe. And the bitch that he been having, you know, that been fucking with him in front of this other hoe. And in front of the Pimping. In front of everybody. This bitch walk up to him at the bar talking shit. Whoa, 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 and did that to him. I'm talking about did this to this man in front of the Pimping, in front of this bitch that he was working at. I can't go for that. And see, for a bitch to have the gall to do some shit like that, you know this isn't the first time she disrespected him on this level. It can't be the first time. That's something that you build up to that. A bitch don't just come out the gate disrespectful like that. In front of the Pimping, in front of this hoe that you working at. Hoes don't just come out the gate with that level of disrespect. You got to build up to that. For a hoe to have that type of confidence in herself, right? But see, you got a lot of dudes, like I said, they don't even like this bitch for real, but they like the money that she bringing. So guess what? They gonna tolerate her disrespect. They gonna accept it. I can't do that. Can't do it. Ain't no way in the world. It's a lot of shit I'm gonna do before that. Before I just allow a bitch to disrespect me. And especially in front of pimps and hoes. This bitch just like, right here, in front of pimps and hoes, in a casino, on the strip in Las Vegas? Hell no. I've been on my Mr. Biggs, cause I'm about to catch a case. You know what I mean? Pimping would have been catching a case in that motherfucker, man. Shit, I'm going to jail tonight. You know what I mean? I'm already preparing my mind, you know, for this motherfucking spicy bologna sandwich. I'm already preparing my mind for this nasty ass peanut butter and jelly sandwich. You know what I mean? With the apple and the carrots. You know, I'm already, bitch do me like that. I'm already preparing my mind for this, for you know, sleeping on this fucked up ass bunk, or maybe, you know, if it's overcrowded, I gotta sleep on the floor. I'm already preparing my mind for this shit, cause I'm finna beat the dog shit out. I can't go for that. Especially when I'm not doing you like that. I'm a man. You're not finna do me like that. Hell no. She going to the barber shop. She getting nicely lined up. You know what I mean? I'm gonna give her a good lineup. Going straight to the barber shop. You know? But like I said, back to the role of a hoe. A hoe understands that she gonna have to bring more to the table to get the best out of the pimping than just some money. JP, good looking with that $5 holler. Love from this Las Vegas Boulevard. Dig that. But, you know, see, and like I said, a lot of young ladies in the game, it's unfortunate that they don't even understand their own value. And what's evidence of this is the way they treat themselves and carry themselves in the things that they subject themselves to. When you value yourself, it's certain shit that you won't subject yourself to. Just like I'm talking about the guy that let the bitch do this to him in front of all the pimping and hoeing. He obviously doesn't value himself. And any dude in the game that will let a bitch disrespect him simply because she's giving him what he thinks is a lot of money, he obviously doesn't value himself. If he's tolerating disrespect because he's scared to lose this bitch, he doesn't value himself properly. Because I know that I'm way bigger than any amount of money that the bitch is gonna bring me. And guess what? If I can't get it from you, or if I don't get it from you, bitch, I'm gonna break somebody else because I'm the pimpin'. You're not the only bitch out here I could break on. And you're not the best bitch out here that I could break on. I make you great, bitch. It's because of me that I'm able to break you for the shit that I'm able to break you for. Because I give you the game and the guidance and the nourishment to your hoeing in order for you to even be able to do this shit. You're not going to be able to do this shit without me. You might intellectually know how to do these things, but without my pimping fueling your hoeing, you're not going to be able to do this shit. It's like this car that I'm sitting in. Yeah, this motherfucker can move and do all this shit. But if I don't put no gas in this motherfucker, this shit ain't going nowhere. It's the same thing with a hoe. You know, her mind is the motor. You know, the game is the transmission and all that shit, you dig? Like, she can do all this shit with the game in her mind and, you know, her confidence and, you know, her personality and all this shit. She can make all these great things happen. But without my super unleaded pimping flowing through her motherfucking system, the bitch ain't going nowhere. So, again, that's me understanding my value. So because I understand my value, I'm not going to subject myself to certain things, right? And back to the hoeing. It's the same thing with the hoeing. When a hoe understands her value, she's not going to subject herself to certain things. So she understands that the pimpin' is not going to subject himself to certain things. So she's not even going to disrespect herself and embarrass herself or disrespect the pimpin' by coming anything less than how a hoe's supposed to come. This is what a real hoe understand. See, when you value yourself, you able to value other people. When you see good in yourself, you're able to see good in other motherfuckers. But when you a piece of shit, you know, you gonna think everybody else is a piece of shit. Facts. Trust me, because I know I'm the furthest thing from a piece of shit. But if a bitch thinks that she's a piece of shit, or she might not even think of herself that way, but she don't think very highly of herself, and I put my pimping with that, she gonna look at me the same way. Because it don't even fit. She can't even appreciate my pimping. I'm not gonna be no marvelous, great motherfucker to her. Because she don't even value herself. So how she gonna recognize any value in me? How she gonna appreciate me when she don't even appreciate nothing else about life, about herself? I ain't gonna be no different to her than, you know, the last nigga that she was fucking with didn't even have good hygiene and could barely spell and didn't have shit going on in life. That's why a pimp ain't got no business fucking with a bitch that's subpar. A bitch with low self-esteem and don't even have the capacity to have confidence about herself. A bitch who's just like hopeless. Pimp ain't got no business dealing with nobody like that. Carter says, new subscriber, this is my first time on live this way. The man speaking some real value. I appreciate that, Carter. Good looking. Yeah, but you know, on the flip side of that coin, so like I say, you know, as the pimpin', I'm not gonna fuck with no bitch who like just can't see no good in life, don't see no good with herself, you know. Cause you know, a lot of times pimps do that. I've been guilty of that. You know, you got certain bitches that be like, I'm just a fuck up, I'm just a failure, I ain't gonna never be shit in life. Woo, woo. You know, bitch just saying all these terrible things about herself, and pimp be like, come on, bitch. Don't say that, you know, woo, woo. Nah, the bitch is saying that for a reason. She know herself better than you do. How you gonna tell this bitch that she ain't shit and nah, you not, nah, don't say that about yourself, you ain't shit. Nah, girl, you better than that. You bigger than that. No, she not. Let her be right where she is. You know what I mean? Let her stay right there. Let her go find somebody else that's on the same level. Let her go find another motherfucker that ain't shit, that ain't gonna be nothing, that, you know, that don't love themselves like her. You know what I mean? And you go find somebody else that's compatible with you. You did? So like I said, pimping, sometimes we be guilty of that type of shit. But once you become seasoned in this game and you come into the right understanding of this game, You don't have time to be dealing with bitches that don't have no type of hope, don't have no type of vision, and don't even have the capacity for that shit to come in. They can't even adopt that shit. It's just no room for that shit inside them. They just a hopeless motherfucker. They don't love themselves. They don't love nobody else. They ain't no good to themselves, so they can't be no good to anybody else. Pimp ain't got no business dealing with nobody like that. For real. So pimping is gonna be looking for something greater than that. And like I said, a hoe is gonna understand these things. So when a hoe approaches the pimping, you know, she's looking for this same shit because she value herself. And she understand what she bring to the table. She not only just thinking about what she's gonna get out of the situation sitting at the table, but she's bringing something to the table. So she not gonna just come to the pimp in any old kind of way. And she expects to break herself. Like I said, she already broke herself in her first mind. She just get at the pimping so she could break herself in the second creation, which is in the physical, in the flesh, in the action, in the activity of it. And she ain't got no problem doing that. And like I said before, see, this like I said, a lot of bitches, they make the breaking such a big thing. They make it so big, and that's why they expect the pimping to do all these like irrational things to convince them to break themselves. But you make the breaking such a big thing that you magnify it over the pimping. You let the activity of the breaking eclipse the beauty of the pimping. You can't even see the beauty of the pimping because you didn't let the breaking eclipse the pimping. So you don't even understand. You don't even understand how you're supposed to approach the pimping. But when you understand that when you break yourself, you thinking about what you're gonna gain as opposed to what you're gonna lose. You're not even thinking that, you don't even have the concept of losing in your mind. You think about what you're gonna gain. That's what's gonna help you approach the pimping in a whole much more mature way. It's so many things that like it's so much childish behavior. It's such a childish mindset this infectious in the game right now. Like I said, a lot of these bitches is really that kid that when you come over their house, they that kid that won't let nobody play with their toys. And you know, as a child, that's all right. You don't know no better. But as a grown woman, that's a problem. That's a problem. A grown woman shouldn't be the type. It's crazy, man. I was at my mom's crib the other day, right? She be watching all these reality shows and shit, right? And she was watching, some of y'all probably didn't heard of that shit. It was my first time even hearing of that shit. This shit called 90 Day Fiance. I think that's what it was called, 90 Day Fiance. And the concept of the show is people, I guess they meet online because they all from different countries and shit. So I guess that's how they meet, is online. They meet each other online, and then, you know, they be from different countries and shit. Like it was this chick from I think she was from Miami. It was this black chick from Miami, and she was engaged to this dude from Jordan, right? So he was from Jordan, she was from Miami. they met, you know, they was engaged, they supposedly in love and shit, right? So, um, you know, dude, he had like a meager, you know, type of, you know, I guess background. Like he didn't really come from wealth or nothing like that, you know, but he was kind of like, from the looks of it, he was like bending over backwards to please this chick, right? And from the looks of it, she also didn't have, like, she didn't come from money or nothing like that. Like she didn't really have it going on or no shit like that from the looks of it, right? But the dude, it was crazy, man. Like the dude, she was flying from Miami to Jordan to go be with him, right? And she was supposed to, like, I think she's supposed to meet his family or some shit, but whatever. He didn't really have a lot of money, but he was like, I'm gonna get this car, you know, and I'm gonna pick you up from the airport. And she was like, well, you know, you don't have to go, you know, spend no money on no car. I'll take a taxi cab, right? So he like, no, I'm gonna get the car. So he get the car, right? And he fuck around and wrecked the car. He fucked the car all the way up because he was texting with the bitch or looking at a notification from the bitch or something. He looking down and he wrecked the car, right? Now the car still run, but he done fucked it all up. So he mad at the bitch, right? He like, I done crashed the car, you know, trying to do for you and woo, 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 right? So the bitch, she get mad at him, you know, they mad at each other, they get off the phone, but the bitch was like, I ain't got time. And it was just so disgusting because of her attitude. But she was like, I ain't got time to be dealing with this broke ass woo, 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 whoop, right? And then the killer part was, she was like, my value is too high for that. Like, or something along the lines she said. She said something in reference to her value. Like her value was too great to fuck with this dude, right? And I'm like trying to recognize the value. I'm like, where's the value? I don't see it. She talking about this value like, yeah, my value is too high to be dealing with this broke ass woo woo woo. And it's like, bitch, you broke too. What value are you talking about? Right? So it kills me because that's the mindset of so many bitches in the game right now. These bitches be like talking about this value that don't exist. Like, what value are you talking about? What have you built? What have you invested in? What have you cultivated, bitch? What have you developed? What value are you talking about? And that's how a lot of these bitches be. Like, they be looking at the pimping like that's where they go wrong, because they treat everybody like a trick. And you can't come to the pimping like that. You're gonna get shut down. You're gonna get the Matumbo. Not in my house. The pimping gonna shut you down every time. And you wonder why you can't get nowhere with the pimping. Like, you can't approach the pimping like a trick. Like he should thank his lucky stars that you even getting at him or talking to him. Hell no, you fucking up. You can't approach the pimping like that. There's a difference between confidence and conceit. See, a lot of people be using the word conceited or conceit, but they use it out of context. They use the word conceit out of context, a lot of people. I was checking to make sure my signal is still good. You know, I got this bootleg ass T-Mobile Sprint network. But anyway, a lot of people get conceit and confidence confused, right? They use the word conceit out of context. People be thinking that when somebody is conceited, they just like think too highly of themselves, but it's a little bit deeper than that. It's It's when you basically place a false value on yourself, right? You value yourself in a way that's invalid. Like there's no substance to this value that you place on yourself, right? That's what conceit is. And you know, people be thinking that like when somebody is conceited, like yeah, yeah, she fine, but you know, all that conceited shit, like she conceited. I mean, she fine, but she ain't all that. Like conceit is just like a lot of these bitches truly are conceited, but it's not like in a, you know, like when you see somebody that's conceited, a lot of times you can still admire things about them. When the context that I'm talking about, people usually use it in, right? When you think of somebody that's conceited, most of us, you know, we see something in that person that we can still admire. We just don't like their attitude, right? That's not really conceited though. Conceited is a motherfucker that don't have no business. This is what conceited is. Conceited is a motherfucker that don't have no business seeing themselves the way that they do, yet and still they do. Like, bitch, you don't have no business valuing yourself the way that you do because you've done nothing to warrant this type of value. This type of value don't exist with you. It don't fit with you. But yet and still in your mind, you value yourself like this. That's what conceit is. That's what conceit is. And a lot of these bitches are truly conceited in the true sense of the word. A lot of these bitches are truly conceited. They value themselves in a way that they have no business valuing themselves. And so they move according to this false ass value. And you're going to be sorely mistaken moving according to a false ass value. Don't make no sense. Right. An exaggerated sense of importance. Like J. Jones say. You dig? But so you can imagine how a broad who sees herself this way would get at a pimp. You know, she gonna come at the pimping totally wrong. She gonna come at the pimping like it's crazy. That's just like this one chick I had before, right? This shit was just crazy the way this broad came at me and what she expected from me, right? You know, she had a little bit of something going on, right? But she wasn't trying to divulge to the pimping everything that she had going on, right? Because she know pimping gonna go for the breaking. At least my pimping. You know, other motherfuckers, they'll let her play with them like that. But me, you gonna have to break yourself to me. You can't let me know about something that you got and you not breaking yourself to me. Like, you have to break yourself to me. I'm the pimping. Ain't no such thing as you bird feeding the pimping and you got all this money over here, but you bird feeding the pimping with this. Nah, it don't go like that. But it was crazy. You know, I come to find out after the fact what the bitch really had going on, right? I knew she had something going on that she wasn't letting me know about in terms of, you know, money, finances, but I come to find out after the fact what she really had. You know what I mean? And I was just appalled. I couldn't believe that the bitch had this and didn't break herself to me. You did, but that's why, needless to say, that this is why it didn't go far, right? But you know, the bitch, you know, she had these little bills and shit like that. She had like, you know, rent and a car note and insurance and, you know, some other little shit, right? But within like the first week of her breaking herself to me, you know, the bitch is telling me all these bills that she got, and it's like, okay, cool. You know what I mean? Mind you, I ain't even told the bitch about my bills. Like, some of them are obvious, you know, because I got some of the same things that she got. So, you know, like, just like I'm looking, okay, bitch, you got a car that you paying for, you got to pay it, you got insurance, you know, you got a house that you living in, yeah, you got to pay rent. Like, I got these same things, right? So, but I'm not putting it in her face. It's just like, bitch, if you hoe and do what you're supposed to do. But anyway, that part is neither here nor there. Like I said, the bitch is like really, really putting it like in my face. Like, these are my bills. Hey, these are my bills. I got these bills right here, right? She putting these bills in my face, and then after hoeing for like, you know, like a week or something like that, like, you ain't even gave me a whole bunch of money. But it's like, okay, it's time to pay my bills. Let's pay my bills. And it's like, what you talking about, bitch? Like, you ain't even gave me enough money to pay my bills. And I'm supposed to just like pay your bills, and then you got this money over here that you hiding from a pimp. And it's like you testing a pimp in a way that this you can't test the pimping like that. You can't, it's not gonna work. You know what I mean? But the bitch was, I say all of this to say, the bitch had this sense of self-importance about herself. She had this sense of value. Like, she thought she was doing the pimping a favor by fucking with me. And I don't know if she had it in her head that, like, okay, I got this money over here. I got this big chunk of money over here. Or it wasn't a big chunk, but I got this nice little chunk of money over here. But I'm gonna test the pimping with this little money and see what he do with this little money. And then if he's a good little pimp with this little money over here, then maybe I'll give him some of this money, but I'm never gonna give him all of this money. But needless to say, she never found out, you know, what I was gonna do, because it didn't last. You know what I mean? I'm like, see, it's crazy because there's so many motherfuckers that would have like dealt with that bullshit. But I just understand my value as a pimp. And you can't do me like that. You can't do the pimping like that. Right? So that's just one example of bitches having this like fucked up, thwarted sense of value about themselves that don't even make no fucking sense. Right? And you know, you can't come at the pimping like that. You shouldn't even want to fuck with no pimping if you think that you could like little boy him. Like, there little pimping. I'm gonna give you these little kibbles and bits, little pimping, and then if you eat them up like a good little pimp, I'll give you some more kibbles and bits. Bitch, I'm Freeze the Pimp, bitch. Who the fuck do you think you are? See, now I got to pull out my magnifying glass, bitch, and show you how small you is. Bitch, you know how fucking small you are? Bitch, can you see that? Can you see how fucking small you are, bitch? You see that? That's how fucking small you are, bitch. Gonna little pimping me, bitch. Bitch, I'm the biggest thing that you ever encountered in your whole motherfucking life, bitch. Stop it. You know? But, you know, it ended beautifully because the bitch did at the end, and still to this day, years later, She understands the value of my pimping because I stood on my pimping, right? And, you know, I guess other cats that she fucked with before allowed her to do them that way, but not Freeze. Freeze is one-on-one. You ain't gonna find no other guy like Freeze. It's not gonna happen. But I say all of that to say that's where a lot of bitches is gonna go wrong with that type of mindset. They're not gonna get far with they're not gonna get nowhere with the pimping, coming at the pimping like he's less than them. A bitch shouldn't even want to fuck with a guy that she thinks in her mind is less than them. But it's so many things, it's so many fucked up things that make these bitches think that it ain't no guy greater than them. Any guy that they could come across is less than them. So they treat them as such. Like, you're not gonna get nowhere with no pimping like that. I'm not the trick. I'm not your boyfriend. You can't just handle me any kind of way. But you know, you got certain bitches that like the pimping, but they just don't know how to deal with the pimping. So this is why we breaking things down tonight. You dig? With Freeze's it that yeah. Put some more of this love in my body, man. But if any of y'all got any questions at this point, go ahead and type them in the chat now, and I'll go ahead and address them. You know, if you had any questions or anything like that you wanted the pimp to address, and I might have missed them, you know what I mean? Go ahead and type them at this time. So, but the bottom line, the moral of the story tonight, if you're a young lady and you think about getting into a pimp's DM, or you thinking about getting on a pimp's line, understand there's two creations to everything. The first creation is the thought. The second creation is the action. So before you get into a pimp's DM, before you get on a pimp's line, you need to break yourself here in your mind. In your mind, you've already created a vision of you breaking yourself to the pimping. So when you get on the pimp's line, when you get in the pimp's DM, that's to fulfill the second creation, to do what you've already created here in the physical. That's the way you get on the pimp's line. You don't get on the pimp's line when you broke and fucked up, especially when you just had a nice little chunk of money, but you blew it on some frivolous ass bullshit that you don't even have nothing to show for now. And then now that you fucked up and you in a bind, now you get on the pimp's line. Nah, you don't get on the pimp's line under them type of circumstances. You get on the pimp's line, like I said, first creation right here. You done broke yourself right here. In your mind, you've already envisioned how you gonna break yourself to the pimping, what you gonna break yourself to the pimping for, all of that. You done did it right here already. And when you get on the pimp's line, when you get in the pimp's DM, that's so that you can fulfill the second creation, breaking yourself in the physical. You breaking yourself again for the first time. I'll say that again. You breaking yourself again for the first time. Because you done did it here already. So in the physical, it's again, but it's for the first time. So that's why that's when you get into a pimp's DM. When you get in there to break yourself again for the first time. Except for the P in the house. You did. See, Sinful already know, like the shit I was talking about earlier, where these niggas got their balls on the clearance rack. These niggas got a liquidation sale for their balls. Sinful know just like I do, man. It's a lot of motherfuckers that got a liquidation sale with their balls just so they can get some money from a bitch. Pimping ain't with that. It ain't no liquidation sale with a pimp's balls, man. We not having that. Like Skirt Sink say, zero integrity. Yeah, man, you already know, man. Niggas got the liquidation sale. Everything must go with the balls. You know what I mean? The balls, the scrotum, the pubic hairs, everything must go. You know what I mean? Motherfuckers got a real liquidation sale with their balls, man. They letting the bitch have everything for the low. Everything must go. It's a liquidation sale with the balls and the whole kit with the balls. The scrotum, you know what I mean? The pubic hairs, you know, the left ball, the right ball, you know what I mean? The testosterone that come with it, you know, like all of that. It's a liquidation sale, man. And it's a lot of motherfuckers who got the liquidation sale for the bitch just so they can get the trap from the bitch. I'm talking about tolerating all disrespect. You know what I mean? You remember on Friday, that nigga Red, when on Friday, that nigga Red, when Debo said something to that nigga Red, and Red was like, that's how a lot of these niggas is with the bitch, man. The bitch be like, what trap? Nigga be like, that's how a lot of these niggas is, man. But you know, pimping don't know how to do that. If you gave a pimp an instruction manual on how to start a liquidation sale with his balls, pimp ain't gonna be able to follow that shit, man. Pimp don't know how to do that. Pimp don't know how to let the bitch Debo his motherfucking ass. Pimp can't do it. Can't go down. Right. Bitch, like, you want some of this too, Pivot? Nope. Nope. Oh, shit. Pivot can't go for that one, man. Let me see. I'm trying to see if y'all got any questions. Well, I guess ain't nobody got no questions at this time. So Pimp gonna go ahead and wrap it up. But once again, moral of the story, you know, for any young ladies that's watching this shit, when you get to a pimp's DM, you have to be willing and ready and able to break yourself again for the first time. Because you done already did it here one time. And you doing it in the flesh again, but for the first time, though. You dig? And the breaking to you is not nearly as big as what you stand to gain. You giving that up, but you stand to gain so much more, you're not even thinking about what you're giving up because you're so focused on what you stand to gain. You dig? But as always, hold on, what bro say? Niggas be asking questions like, how do I keep my balls on one accord with this game freeze? Niggas do be asking questions like that sometimes, man. Like, how do I if I don't use my balls, Pete, then how else do I bargain with the bitch? You know what I mean? Because I know you're supposed to bargain with the bitch, man. But if I'm not bargaining with my balls, then what else do I bargain with, P? I'm just trying to, I'm trying to do this shit right by the game, man. You know, how do I bargain with the bitch without using my balls, man? If I don't use my balls, then what else am I supposed to use, P? And niggas be dead serious, too. Niggas be dead serious with them questions. Oh, man. But I'm going to go ahead and wrap this shit up. As always, I appreciate y'all for tuning in. I appreciate you for sharing. I appreciate your comments, your questions, your feedback, your responses, all that shit. I appreciate you subscribing and hitting the bell when you subscribe. I appreciate the super chats. You dig? I appreciate your support in every which way that you come with it, man. But yeah, like I said, Pimp gonna go ahead and wrap this thing up, man. Let me go ahead and toast to the game one time with this good old love shit, you dig? If you ain't wiped your feet off at the door before you go, man, wipe your feet off. Hit that like button. If you out in traffic moving around, please do so in a safe fashion. Y'all already know who it is and what it is. Freezes it. I'll holler.